Alright, after a bit of gunnery practice and yesterday's almost successful dogfight against the Bf-109K, I think I'm ready to have another crack at it. I flew the gunnery practice mission, the one where I chase around four Me-109s in a circle. I think it's part 2 with this, or actually part 1 of this series. Flew it a bunch of times to kind of polish up my aim. And I got some good footage with some good commentary, but Windows crashed, DCS crashed, whatever. I didn't get a good video of it, so I'm not going to post it. Let's just get into the fight. He's probably going to climb back up on my other side. Let's get ready for it. Where'd he go? Shit. He's down low. I think I just saw him fly under me. There he is. Sorry, you can't see him. He's on my other monitor there, but he's on my 6 already, because they tend to do that. Should be on my right. He's flying funny. Did I just shoot that guy down? Holy shit. I think I just knocked the bastard down. Oh my god. He's heading for the drink. He's dead. Oh my god. Holy shit. I did it! You have no idea how happy I am about this. Ah, oh, it's taken like a year for me to do that. Oh yeah. Oh, they're not invincible after all, huh? Holy crap. Well, that's all it took, huh? Next stop on this little journey of aviation self-discovery or whatever, going to be PvP. So I'll start recording that soon. Yeah, so a few things. I guess, so if you're watching this trying to figure out, if you're a virtual Mustang pilot like me, and you're like, damn those 109s, here's some advice. One, set up an easy mission with a bunch of ME-109s flying in a circle, so you can really get a feel for how the gun sight works, what it takes to shoot them, where to shoot them, all that good stuff. Two, I mean, really, because you have a huge advantage with your K-14 gun sight. It's big. You can shoot high deflection angles. We're doing overhead pattern here. You can shoot at longer ranges. You've got a much broader cone of fire, and you carry a lot more ammunition than the 109K does. So even though he hits a lot harder and only needs to hit you like once with that damn basketball cannon that he's carrying in his nose, your probability of hit is a lot higher because you can spray more, you've got more ammo, and you've got the awesome K-14 gun sight. So that's one. So in order to make full use of that, maximize your advantage, you're going to have to practice. So I've been doing that all morning, which led to some more accurate shots there. Second, keep your speed up. You don't want to get below 200. The way to do that, I had this bad habit when I first started flying the Mustang, was keeping the throttle forward all the time, which led to a lot of engine failures. And because of that, I got kind of throttle shy and didn't want to increase it beyond 46 psi. I didn't want to bring it above 2700 RPM. Well, the engine's capable of a lot more than that. You can run the throttle wide open for quite a while. Just don't hold it there. You want to give it a breather. And the trick to that is watching your engine temperature right there. Keep an eye on that. The other thing is, yeah, keep your energy up. You're better in a dive. Everybody knows that. The Mustang can dive better than the 109. So if you find yourself low on energy, hopefully you have enough altitude you can dive and get it back. So that's another thing. Let's drop my landing gear here. Another thing that I learned from flying, I've got another playlist here, which is me flying the Bf-109 Challenge campaign. What I noticed is that compared to the Mustang and especially the Focke-Wulf 190, the Bf-109 has a very sluggish rate of roll. So if you've got one on your tail, if you do like a kind of a tight spiral and do a roll, just keep your plane rolling and keep your like thrust vector changing so he has a harder time getting a gun solution on you, which is easier because he's got a worse gun sight than you do. He's got to get kind of in close to really score any hits. If you can keep your roll, like just do like a little spiral, it'll throw him off enough to spoil his gun solution, which will keep you alive longer, and then kind of keep your speed up. Don't bleed too much energy in your turn, just keep rolling. He may eventually overshoot, which is what you saw in the dogfight here. You'll notice I'm like, oh, he's on my 6, that's a bad thing. Well, I just kept doing that little spiral. He made a mistake, overshot. I was able to then do a kind of boomy zoomy attack on him, zoom in, and I was able to get enough hits to kill him. So keep that in mind. Your roll rate can save your ass in the Mustang. But you also have that rear warning radar, which I don't really use, but should definitely start to keep you from getting surprised. If you know he's there, so your situational awareness is better in the Mustang. You've got that rear warning radar. You also have this amazing bubble canopy, which lets you see all over the place. The view out of the 109K is actually pretty nice. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's way inferior to the Mustang. This beautiful goldfish bowl you're sitting inside of. I'm going way too fast and busy talking about shit. Too high and too fast. That's a bad combination. Let's chop the throttle. I use the ground effect to bleed off a lot of the speed. So that roll rates, there's a good article in the forums. It's the, it's actually, I think it's in the P-47 section, which I can't wait for to come out. About a mock dogfight between a P-47 and a Spitfire. The P-47 pilot was like, well, he's got all the advantages except roll rate, so I'll roll. So that's what he did, and he was able to do what I just did, basically, and until the Spitfire overshot, or do something of that nature, and was able to, you know, get a tracking solution on him. That was a horrible landing, by the way. So roll rate, better gun sight, better speed in a dive, keep your energy up, don't go below 200 or you're going to be dead. Zoom, boom and zoom, you know that already if you've been paying attention to the forums. I'm going to keep doing this until, it's one thing to shoot it down, but it's another thing to reliably be able to shoot it down. And that's my goal, so I may post a few more of these, just working out a few scenarios. No two dogfights are the same. No two flights are the same. So man, I finally did it. Man, that's a good feeling. It really is. And that's why I keep coming back to DCS. I play a lot of other games. By the way, if you haven't played Dishonored 2 yet, it's fantastic. But console games to me seem like a fun diversion. Like, this is the real deal. It's something about the sophistication and complexity of these flight simulators, DCS. In piston engine aircraft in general, they're a handful. They require a lot of you. You can't just hop in and go. They take some study. They take, practice. They require a lot of you, but that just makes, when you finally pull off something that you've had difficulty with, especially if it's been a while, the victory is pretty freaking sweet, and it just makes it all worthwhile. Aside from being just a pleasant experience, even if it's frustrating sometimes, you get a lot out of it. And so I keep playing DCS. It's kind of spoiled me for everything else. This kind of sophistication, I don't know, everything else just seems like shuffling cards and simple and more like watching a movie than actually playing a game. I just love it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Here, let's see what my hit score was. 40 hits. A lot of misses, so 25 hits here, 15 here, and pilot dead. So it looks like I got a cockpit shot, and his engine shut down. Boom, engine and so cockpit and engine, that's where you want to nail him. And you notice I wasn't shooting at him from the tail end. I was shooting at him kind of from above, and I think that even though it was harder to make the hits I did make counted a lot more. You'll notice. Boom, those 15 right there. I didn't know he was dead, so I kept shooting, and that's what happened. Anyway, again, thanks so much for watching. I'm kind of proud of myself. And we'll see where this goes. The next step is obviously going to be PvP. That was an AI, which I've had a bitch of a time trying to defeat. But let's kick this up a few notches and see where it goes. I'll see you next time.